Hi guys, thanks again for watching. I'm really excited to do this video because as it is getting warmer, it's like almost summer here in North Carolina, maybe not where you live, but as it is getting closer to summer, we're bringing out the sunscreen. Hopefully you're wearing sunscreen all year round, but definitely we're wearing it more, and I think people are a bit more cognizant about that in warmer weather. And with that comes the dreaded white cast. If you've not watched one of my other videos, I will link that above. That's about the CeraVe one, which I did not like. I don't know if I could make that one work even for this video. But for this video, I want to kind of walk you through some really great tips and I guess tricks, if you will, for how to make a white cast sunscreen work for you. Because sometimes they are really great and they are some of the more powerful sunscreens out there. They just happen to have a white cast, which is terrible and horrendous. And I wore one the other day. I was like, I just gotta go for a run. I'm gonna throw some on my face. Even going for a run, I was embarrassed. My face, I looked like Casper. And it was just, that's not what you want. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you a few ways to wear sunscreen so you don't have to just throw it out and find something new. And hopefully this works for you. So before we get going, definitely give me a big like and subscribe below. Like I say every time, I'm such a small channel, so it really does help. And let me know in the comments if you want to see anything else from me, or, just say hi. I love hearing from you guys. So with that said, let's get going. Okay, so today I am working with, what is this? The Neutrogena Sheer Zinc Face Dry Touch Sunscreen. Another one, how many words do we need in one name? Not that many. Anyway, this is a broad spectrum SPF 50, and the primary ingredient is zinc oxide, which is great for sunscreen. This is hypoallergenic, and it says it won't sting your eyes. Neutrogena is kind of, I think a lot of people's go-to for kind of drugstore. You can find it at Walgreens, you can find it at any drugstore or Food Lion, or I don't know if you guys have Food Lion, but grocery store. You can find it anywhere is the point. And it does work. I think a lot of people, dermatologists recommend it. Personally, if I were going to recommend just a basic sunscreen with nothing else, I would actually recommend Vanicream. That is the best sunscreen for sensitive skin. It works. Dermatologists always recommend it, but it's a bit pricier. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be mixing it with the LUMI Glotion. So this is L'Oreal, and this one I have in the light glow, number 902. And I am going to be mixing the two to kind of see what we can do about that white cast. So strap on in. We're gonna get going. That sounds weird. So as you do, you apply your sunscreen with your hands. You can't really avoid that. You're not gonna use a brush, you're not gonna use a sponge. Just use your hands. It's okay. You can go wash them, or have a towel, or I don't know, paper towel nearby. So I'm gonna put a dab on. I'm just gonna do half my face at first. And then I am going to mix the Glotion in. And you can start light if you like. So I'm going to just mix it on my hands. It's a little messy, I'm not going to lie. And I'm going to start rubbing it in. At this point, I have a white cast. So what I like to do now is I've got most of the sunscreen on. I'm going to put a bit more Glotion on. Rub it in between my fingers and go over top. My best advice for this portion of it is you still have to rub it quite a bit. I'm going to zoom you in and show you what I mean by that. So you can see it's definitely nice and glowy, and the white cast has mostly dissipated. But I like to rub it in to the point of no return. So that is the bottom part of my face with the Glotion and the sunscreen. Now another technique that if you are not big into the glow, and I can understand this is a bit much, I would go over and powder, which I will do in a little bit. But if you just are not I don't want to use Glotion, I don't want to use that kind of stuff, I just want to use my normal foundation, I already have it, let's try that, okay? So here we go. We don't need as much for the forehead. And then I'm going to be using the Bye Bye foundation. I have it in the shade medium. I'm going to do a pump. Probably too much, but that's okay. and just start rubbing it around. And that's what my hands look like. Again, just use your fingers. I know a lot of people hate using the fingers, but sometimes they are your best tool, and especially when it's sunscreen, you're going to want to make sure that you get it all over your face and not miss any spots, lest you get burned like a giant swatch on your forehead. So there we have it. There's absolutely no white cast, and it blended in seamlessly, smooth, beautifully. I do look a bit greasy right now, so what I'm going to do is, one good trick is like this. Obviously there's a lot of glow, and I would go in with a powder, but since I have a little leftovers, I'm going to show you what to do. You're going to still want to have the high points on your face have a bit of glow, but everywhere else you can go in and kind of smooth that glow out. Okay, so this is my face. I haven't even powdered it yet. I definitely have a really glowy, dewy complexion. You will probably want a bit of powder when you're doing this combination, just because you do need quite a bit of the Glotion to level out the white cast in the Neutrogena. The problem with that is you actually need quite a bit of sunscreen, and probably we don't even put on as much as we all think we should. So I don't want to tell you to put less sunscreen on and more Glotion, or less sunscreen and more foundation, because the whole point of this is that you're wearing your sunscreen, and you do need a lot. So when you do the Glotion, when you do the sunscreen plus the Glotion, it is kind of one of those things where just be cognizant you might need to put a little bit of foundation on over it, and you're definitely going to need to powder if you're anything like me. But I think it actually looks pretty stunning right now. I mean, let's see what it looks like after a little powder though. I think that'll look even better. Okay, and there we have it. So this is the finished look. I went in with a little bit of the Thrive Cosmetics powder and then just a big fluffy brush. And you can see I still have plenty of glow, but I don't feel like I'm wearing a ton of makeup. I think this is a fun technique, and all of that said, the ones that I used you don't have to use, but the point of this tutorial is that if you have a sunscreen that has a white cast, don't feel that you need to throw it out and go find something new. You can still use it. Just look through your makeup and see what you can mix it with, because what I have might not be the same as you, but you might have something that works just as beautifully. And I think the point of this tutorial is that you just need to mix the sunscreen with something else. My preference is actually the Bye Bye foundation. I think the Glotion is really pretty, but I can see it takes a little bit more work. I'm a lazy person. I like to put it together, put it on my face and go. Whereas the Glotion, like I said, you're gonna have to sit there for rubbing for a little bit, but it does get the job done. So again, just look in your stash, find what you have, and make that work. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!